David Morrell. He didn't want to shake his hand. David versus David. Morrell and Benavidez will face each other next Saturday, February 1st. Okay, no. Guys, let's speak.
David Benavidez, David Morrell. In a very slow boxing week, and it's going to be a slow boxing month for the rest of the month, actually, gave us sort of something to look forward to, right? It looks like, sounds like, they have real bad blood. So I want you to take a look at this parts of this press conference real quick so you can see what these fellas are doing and talking about. And then we're going to come back, and I'm going to tell you again how I think the fight's going to go and why. I think it's going to be a good one, but take a look at this quick press conference clips right here. Go ahead, take a look and we'll come back.
Very heated, bro.
That's exactly what I wanted, and that's exactly what I needed. You know what I mean? This fight, this is the type of energy that this fight is going to bring. So imagine we already want to get in there and throw punches without the gloves. So imagine when we get in there with gloves. After 3 months of training, this is going to be the best fight of all next year. Funny that they say I'm RoboCop, that I don't have defense, I don't have this, I don't have that. Literally everybody has said that. But once they get in the ring with David Benavidez, they know it's a whole different story. It's the biggest fight of my life. And I'm at the best moment of my life, mentally, physically, emotionally. Everything is at 100%. First of all, I tried to shake his hand, you know what I mean? I try to be cool. Because last press conference, you know, we did the shit talking, but then in the middle, after, we was cordial, we were shaking hands and stuff, so. No, I was just expecting the same thing. It's my birthday today, so I didn't really want to get too aggressive.
Yeah, gotta go get some cake later.
No cake. But, I tried to shake his hand, kept running his fucking mouth, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me like that. You know, especially, I don't know who this guy thinks he is. He thinks he's the hardest person in the planet, so I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him.
David Benavidez nor David Morrell needed to take this fight at all. They did not. I like the fact that they are. It reminds me of, and I said it before, the pit stop between Trinidad and Vargas. When Trinidad was going up to 160, he stopped in between to fight Vargas, knocked him the hell out and kept going. This reminds me of that. I think this is going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a thrilling fight. I think this fight is going to be better than people think. I think for the first 4 to 5 rounds, it'll be a tough fight for both guys. I think Morrell catches Benavidez in between shots early, maybe hurts him and buzzes him a little bit here and there. I think Benavidez works. I think he works at a pace that's going to be hard for Morrell to keep up with, because I think that even though some will say, and the Benavidez didn't look good, David Benavidez didn't look good in his last fight at 175. I didn't see that. I saw a guy who looked good. Like, he just looked like he got tired, but he looked good. He didn't lose that fight. He didn't lose any rounds. The fact that Boxing 24 ran a story that says he looked shot worn, and that maybe it was a draw, and it was wild. I remember that David Morrell didn't look so good. I think it was his last fight, or second to last fight. I think it was his last fight in the outdoor arena. I think it was in the Bud, right? The Bud Majimov card. He didn't look good in that fight, Morrell. He looked just as gassed as Benavidez looked in his fight. These guys are pretty evenly matched up. It looks like they have a lot of bad blood. A lot of bad blood. And we need this in boxing. We actually do. We really need it in boxing. And I'm hoping that we get a really good fight. And listen, if Morrell turns out to be, even if after this fight, somebody great, and or if Benavidez turns out to do great things, that means whoever wins this fight gets validated either way, right? It's like, oh, we got that fight between two potential Hall of Famers or eventual Hall of Famers in their prime, and we found out then who was the best one, right? I think that In this case, though, Morrell is going to look really good, but Benavidez' experience, time at the, dealing with adversity, better opposition, being on a bigger stage more often, whereas Morrell hasn't been at a big stage yet. This will be his first big stage, and what a stage it's going to be, because he has to take on the Mexican Monster. And I think the experience of Morrell dealing with adversity, dealing with being tired, dealing with the pressure of the stage and all of that, having that experience under his belt is going to help David Benavidez a whole lot more than it is Morrell. And I think Morrell's nerves, inexperience, plus getting hit also, just as he's going to be hitting David Benavidez early, he's going to be getting hit back. I think he gets tired. All of that eventuality will get to him. Remember, in NASCAR, those guys don't move a muscle really outside of just sitting down on their arms and legs and feet, but they get tired. Why? Mental fatigue, right? It's just the concentration. I think him having to concentrate plus being physical and the pressure to perform. Whereas Benavidez will probably come in a little bit more relaxed. I just don't want him to come in too relaxed, because he can't get caught by Morrell, and Morrell does punch. Even if Benavidez has lost a lot of power at 175, I bet you he still hits hard enough to hurt guys, to at least buzz them over time. And I think those first 4 to 5 rounds are going to be really close, and maybe there's going to be some scary moments in between those for David Benavidez. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets a knockdown for Morrell, or vice versa. But if Morrell gets it, I'm not going to be too worried, as long as it's not like a devastating shot like we saw Munguia take. And if it's just a shot that buzzed him, put him on one knee or something like that, or he had to take a knee or something like that, I think later in that fight, as like round 7, 8, 9, and 10 go, I think that's when Benavidez cranks it up. I think when Morrell starts it's going to start withering a little bit. And the pressure, the fatigue, the mental fatigue is going to start setting in, and I think that's when Morrell really steps it up, and I think he stops Morrell around 9 or 10. That's my take. That's what I think might happen in this fight. I don't think outside of that. Now, if Morrell would have had 3 or 4 more fights with better opposition, I would then dare to say this is a 50-50. But right now, I can't say that. I have to say that Benavidez has the utmost hand in this fight. You can disagree with me, and that's great. I wanted you to disagree with me if you don't have to, and please get at me at the comments. I want to engage with you guys in these conversations. So let me know if you agree with me or not. I think that's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling that he's not going to have enough experience and anything left in the tank down in the deep end of the water of the pool, and I think that's where Benavidez drowns him. I think that's what Benavidez gets to him and stops him. I think he starts going to the body, then ripping up top and up the middle, and I think that's when Morrell tends to kind of like shell up a little bit, and I think if he's smart enough, Benavidez, to rip him up the middle, he's going to start hurting him. He's going to probably like hook to the body, come up through the middle, because Morrell tends to do this inside. This is coming down, back, easy for me to say. Yeah. But I think that's the play. And I think that's what's going to happen. It could always go the other way. It's boxing. So you saw Munguia get knocked out by somebody who would have thought would never knock him out. He got 3 KOs. Number 4 has been Munguia, right? Like, the guy has 3 KOs. You're number 4. That's crazy talk. So it could happen. It could be, David Benavidez comes in a little too relaxed and bang. But I don't think so. I think he's fired up. I think he's ready to go. I think this is going to be a good fight. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? You agree with me? You think David Benavidez takes the experience in late and stops Morrell? Or do you think it's Morrell? Morrell it's his time, and Morrell's going to take him into the deep waters or early? Let me know. I'd be interested to know what you actually think. I want to engage you guys in these discussions, so please go ahead and just ask the questions down below. Let me know how you think and feel. And until the next video, I'm out. Peace.